Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new Vlogmas video. So today's video is all about getting ready for some Christmas adventures and some Christmas fun in London. If you're attending a Christmas party, a fun event, or just celebrating anything that's happening this winter and Christmas period, I hope you guys get some inspiration from this look. This is the makeup look right here. You have a very red lip, a little bit of colour on the eyes, but nothing too much. So if you guys like this look and want to see how I create it, then keep watching. Let's get into the festive Vlogmas. Get ready with me. Okay, so let's just put on our headband for this festive Vlogmas. Gets ready with me. I'm gonna start with the skincare prep. So for lips, I'm just gonna put on one of these Naturium's Photo Go lip balms. This one's in chai. Gonna add a little bit of moisture. This one has got a little bit of colour in it, but I'm using it for the moisture more so than the colour. It is a really subtle and lovely colour. Now, I've already prepped my skin, but I will walk you through what I've done. I have gone in with my Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner, and I have paired that off with the e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration Gel Moisturiser. I love using this glowy moisturiser to get that really dewy look for the festive period. I love really dewy makeup. If you like more of a matte finish, then use moisturisers that are best for you, but this for me is really hydrating and just leaves my skin feeling so lovely. And then I mix in the e.l.f. Skin Bronzing Drops just to give myself a little bit of colour to the face. These are all the prep products to get me all prepped and ready to do my makeup. I'm going to be doing a dewy, fresh base with a bit of a sparkle on the eyes, maybe a bit of liner. I haven't got anything too set in my head, but you'll see as it develops. But what are your guys' favourite makeup looks for the festive period and for Christmas? Do you prefer more of like a soft and subtle, or are you more of like a sparkle and glitter sort of festive makeup person? Let me know in the comments. But to start off my makeup, I'm going in with my all-time favourite primer, which is the Refy one. And I'm going with this because I know that it works and I know it's gonna last. And I know my makeup is gonna come out snatched, which is what we want. We have a very festive day ahead of us. I'm having a classic Christmassy London day, so of course I'm going to be doing my makeup to sort of reflect that. And to give me a little bit more of a glow, I'm going to pop on a little bit of the Glotion from L'Oreal. This is in 903. I'm just going to pop the tiniest bit of that on my hands and blend that in to my cheeks and forehead. Predominantly that is where I am focusing it, just to give me a little bit more of that glow. It's more of a glow from within look rather than a sort of shine. But these are perfect for that glowy look this festive and winter season. If you have dry skin, I'd really recommend these. They are cheaper alternatives to some of the other glow products, and they just give you a really lovely glow under that makeup. So there's no dryness and there's no sort of collecting of like foundation or anything like that. A good hydrating primer actually is this Tarte one here. This is the Shape Tape Hydrating Primer. It just looks like this. I don't know if you can get this in the UK because my roommate bought it for me in America, but it is really good nonetheless. But any hydrating primer that works for you will be perfect. Next, I'm going on to brows, and I'm going in with the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. This is just the one that I've been reaching for and using at the minute. You probably see it in a lot of my videos. The thing with me in brow products is once I know one works, I will be using it for the foreseeable future until another one comes along. Sometimes I switch it up for you guys in videos, or when I'm just feeling like switching it up, but today I just want my brows to last and I want them to look good, so I'm going in with the trusty NYX Control Freak one because I know they're gonna last and stay in place. I have a palette that I like to bring out every Christmas, and it's an oldie but a goodie, and this is the Naughty palette from Kylie Jenner. Now, you guys will probably remember when this came out, there was a Naughty and a Nice palette, and I got this one. It just looks like this. I absolutely love the shades in here. I just think they're so cute and they're very festive. So I think I'm actually gonna play around with some of these. I am gonna go in with some other colours from different palettes as well, because they haven't got like transition shades or anything like that in here. I do need some like other shades, but I'm gonna use the Kylie Jenner, what is this called? I think this is just her mattes palette. Again, it's ridiculously old, but I'm gonna go in with both of them and sort of do the eyes. Now, as a base for my eyes, I'm gonna go in with this Too Faced concealer for that. This is the Born This Way in the shade Almond. I'm just gonna pop a tiny bit on the back of my hand. Then using my concealer brush, I'm just gonna buff some over my eyelid there, just to act as a base. I don't love putting too much primer on my eyes. I go in with my PLB sometimes, but I literally can't find that for the life of me. I have no idea where I've put it. But I do need something just for those colours to stick. However, I think if you do find your eyes crease and that they kind of get irritated, I actually found that putting too much of a base on my eyes is the reason for that. So that is just something to keep in mind. If you guys haven't yet, do go grab yourself a tea, a hot chocolate, or whatever festive drink you're feeling for this Get Ready With Me, because obviously we want to be warm and cozy and in the festive spirit. A warm beverage is just a must at the minute, especially because it is very cold outside. To start the look off, I'm going in with Jasper from this Kylie palette, which is just the shade here. It is just a matte skin colour, almost white, just to sort of set the eyes and act as a base at the bottom, because I'm not going in with too much shadow on the lid itself. Then taking another fluffy brush that just looks like this, I'm going in with the shade Topaz, which is this shade on the end here, and I'm just going to use that as the transition shade just to blend that into the socket and act as that first shade. It's also adding a tiny bit of warmth to the eye because those shades are quite cool, which I do like, but I do like having a slight warmth underneath. Now going in with a slightly smaller brush, I'm going in with the shade Xmas Kiss, which is this one on the end, and I'm picking up the tiniest amount of that, tapping off the excess, and then I'm just going to start to run that through the socket as well. Again, this is actually one of the warmer shades in the palette, and that is so it complements the redder tones that they have in there. I'm actually gonna take that same brush in the shade Hot Toddy, which is this brown here, and I'm just gonna take the tiniest amount of that and start to deepen the outer third of the eye. I like to do it in sort of a C shape because I find that that just works best for me. And then I'm just gonna blend everything we have together with that first fluffy brush that we went in with. This is from the Ariel collection. It's one of my all-time favorite brushes. I use it in my everyday collection. The perfect blending brush. I also love to use it to just put a wash of colour over my eyes. It's such a great brush. Now going in with this tapered pointed brush, I'm actually gonna take the shade Tipsy, which is this cool toned shade here, and I'm just gonna start to smudge that along the outer part of my eye. It's a greyish brown. It tends to look a bit more grey on my complexion. On some people's it does look a bit more brown. I just like to smudge that. And then taking the small angled brush from Real Techniques, this is one of my favourite brushes. I'm actually gonna mix Coal, which is this true grey here, and Hot Toddy. It gives me a really nice shade, which is exactly what I'm going for. And I'm just gonna create a small wing on my eye. I'm doing that obviously on both sides. Hot Toddy just gives a little bit more depth to that grey. And then obviously Tipsy was a great base for it to lay on top of. So I think I'm gonna take a bit of Mischief, which is this sort of gunmetal colour, on my finger, and I'm just gonna apply it to the outer part of my eye with my finger, just like this. Then go in with a big fluffy brush and just sort of blend that out just to add a bit more of a cool grey to the eyes. And again, I'm just going to take my finger and the shade Jingle, which is this really lovely shade here. I use this shade all the time from this palette. It's a beautiful shade. And I'm just going to apply that into the centre of my eye and into the inner corner. I really like using my fingers to do this just because I think it works a little bit better. It picks up the colour a little bit more. It's also great because you don't have to wash your brushes as much. And then I'm going in with that same buffer brush and I'm just gonna blend over the top of all that. But that is sort of the look I'm going for, and I think this palette is perfect for Christmas. I think adding a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shimmer to the eyes coming up to Christmas is a must, especially if you're a makeup girl. You know, a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shimmer, very festive, very Christmas. But yeah, this is what we've got so far. We'll come back to the eyes after we finish the base. Going in with, of course, the Huda Easy Blur. This has been my foundation at the moment. This is in the shade Creme Brulee. I am just going to pop a tiny bit of that on the back of my hand. And today I'm actually just going to go straight in with my sponge. I haven't done this in a hot minute, but I really want that sort of airbrushed finish. But I do want a sort of lighter coverage today. So I thought, what better than to go in with a sponge. I have been using brushes pretty much for the whole year doing my foundation, so going back in with the sponge, it does feel very strange. So now that our foundation is all blended in, we are going in with a new product. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss Hey Honey Cream Bronzer. It's the shade 110. I believe this is their lightest shade, but this is obviously, you can probably tell, new. And I'm very excited to give this a try. I've seen, I don't know why I'm tapping it like it's gonna come off, but I have seen some incredible reviews of this online. So I thought, let's give it a go. I picked it up in Superdrug, I believe. I think it now is in Superdrug, Milani, and it was £13, which I feel like is kind of a lot for like Superdrug prices, but I suppose Milani is a little bit more expensive than with the other Superdrug brands in the UK. It might be different in the US. I am just using that to sort of bronze and sculpt my face. I really like how it blends. It's just so beautiful, so seamless, and it just gives me that sort of colour that I'm looking for. We want to add a little bit more warmth back into the face because obviously being winter, we just want to add a little bit more warmth back into the face, and honestly I think this does it so perfectly and so beautifully. It just blends so well, and I'm actually obsessed with how that looks. Like, it's just so beautiful, so buttery, and just blends so flawlessly into the base. So now I'm going to get in with blush, and I'm going to be going in with my Rhode Pocket Blush in the shade Toasted Teddy. Just looks like this. I just think that this, to me, just screams winter, Christmas. Like, that's just the perfect shade, in my opinion, for the Christmas and festive season in a blush. So we'll be going in with this. I am gonna, oh, that's the wrong brush. I'm gonna be taking this Ariel brush, and I am just gonna dust it over the top. You can just apply it straight to the skin, but I like going in with a brush and just kind of packing that product on. And then when I go in with my concealer a little bit later, it will blend seamlessly. I know we look a little bit crazy, but this is very much a trust the process moment. For concealer, I'm going in with my Tarte concealers, the Shape Tape, and I'm just applying. So as I was saying, me and my camera are actually in a fight. Like, it just keeps stopping, but I've applied it under my eyes, around my mouth, and then of course just on those places here, and then I'm gonna blend with my sponge wherever that's gone. Just blend that all together, and then that will also help blend out that blush a little bit. This just gives you a really nice definition to the jaw, a really nice highlight under the eyes. It just really brightens the face. And then I'm gonna switch the sponge and blend over that blush and bronzer with the other side, just to melt that in but not use too much of the residue from the concealer. I am going to go in with this brush just to make sure that I haven't completely got rid of the bronzer, and just go around the outside of where that bronzer is, just to make sure we still got that bronze going on, because as much as we want the highlights, we also want the contrast between the contour and the concealer. Also, this brush is so good. It's from e.l.f. It's their complexion duo brush. I really like that. I really enjoy using that, especially for bronzer. It's great. Next is, of course, powder. So I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, and I'm just going to apply this under my eyes, around my nose and mouth, and then kind of in the areas that I put my concealer. And I do like to go around my brows as well. I love this powder. This and the Huda Beauty are honestly some of my favourite powders of all time. I really want some more of the Huda Beauty because she is running low. But I'm hoping that maybe I can get it for Christmas or in the Black Friday sales or something like that. But now that we are all set, I'm going to go back in with the Naughty palette by Kylie and sort of redo the eyes, make them look a little bit more structured, precise, because when you sort of do the base, it sort of dislodges the product a little bit. So I'm just going to go in with that Hot Toddy and Kohl mix again and just make sure that those wings have not been completely dislodged and disappeared. And then I'm also going to run it along the lower lash line as well. Now we've got the concealer under there, we can sort of run that colour along as well without it being dislodged by the concealer. I only go in halfway because I have quite hooded small eyes, so if I go in too much into the eyes, they look very small and very downturned. But if I go halfway, they still look pretty good. I'm going to go in with a bit of Jingle. I'm actually going to take it on a brush this time and just apply a teeny bit more into the inner corner and on that lid. And I'm just going to pat it because that gives you the best payoff. For bronzer, I'm going in with my Mini Hourglass Ambient Luminous Bronze. And I absolutely love this. If you are not a fan of a shimmery bronzer, then you are not going to like this at all. But if you do like a bit of shimmer in your bronzer, you're going to love this. I just think this is so buttery and beautiful on the skin, and it leaves you with such a beautiful finish. It pairs really nicely with the Milani as well because they're very similar in tone, and I'm just literally obsessed with this. I've been using it for a while now, and the only reason I haven't got a big one is because they're so expensive. But honestly, you can't even really tell except from like the packaging, but this has barely gone down. I think this is gonna last me for ages. So I am very happy with this purchase, and I would really recommend this if you haven't tried it. Like, look at that, it just gives you a beautiful bronze. And even though it is winter, we are pale and it's freezing outside, we still have that glowy bronzed look, which is honestly what you want in the winter. You want your makeup to be giving you that little bit of I'm not a ghost. For blush, I'm going in with 27 Charmed by Sephora, and this is from their shimmer blushes. It looks quite like pigmented, and it is, but I'm only taking the tiniest amount and just applying that over the outer part of my cheek. I don't want to bring it too far in, I'm just keeping it on the outer side. I think that when you sort of have that flush from the cold, you can get it all over, but if you do get it, you tend to get it through here. Now I think I'm going to get that anyway. I get flushed from the cold all the time, even if I've got a full face of makeup on, so I don't want too much in the center parts of my face, because if it gets red, it's just going to be a way too much, so I like to focus it more on the outer parts and bring it up into the hairline, because I just find that that looks a little bit better. I also always dust it across my forehead and my chin, and then I do like to go in with this little powder puff again with no product, but just to go over those points, because it has some residue left on it. It just kind of brightens them up a little bit. And now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. Curling my eyelashes a must. I have very straight eyelashes. They are literally like pin straight and they barely hold a curl, so an eyelash curler is a must for me. And I'm going in with this. This is the Essence Curl Fixing Lash Base. And honestly, it does wonders for my eyelashes. I have never had a product hold my eyelashes so well, and it's just so nice. You can use it on its own if you want, or you can use it as a base like it's, I think, supposed to be, and it's perfect for those lower eyelashes too. Now, depending on how I'm feeling, sometimes I will just put this on, or sometimes I will go in with a mascara on top, which I'm gonna do today because it is raining outside, so I do just want to put a little bit of waterproof over the top. And I'm gonna go in with my Essence Lash Princess to do that, just to apply a tiny bit of waterproof mascara, just to make sure we don't have any smudging, but it also just gives it a really false lash look. So gonna apply a tiny bit of eyeliner to that lower lash line, just to further deepen it. The eyelashes are eyelashing. For the lips, I'm going in with Cold Brew by NYX. This is actually a really lovely shade. I know there's a lot of controversy for the new formula of this, especially with, I think it's Paloma, who is trying to find a dupe for the old one online. And I believe this is the new formula, but I really like it. Is a really lovely shade, and it's almost like a red brown, so I think it's perfect for the festive period. So next I'm gonna finish that off with, this is the e.l.f. Glow Revive lip oil. It's a beautiful shade. It's in a Jam Session, and honestly this is the perfect lip oil for the season. It is a stunning shade, and it just gives you the perfect lip combo for the festive period, and I think it brings the look together so nicely. Of course, we can't forget to add a little bit of setting spray, and of course it's the Airbrush by Charlotte Tilbury. Just gonna let that sit, and then I'm gonna finish off with a bit of highlighter. So this is the Wet n Wild Precious Petal highlighter, and I am just gonna apply the tiniest bit of that on my nose, Cupid's bow, and then the bridge as well of my nose. That is all the highlighter that I'm going to be doing, but if you wanted to, you could add some to the cheeks, but I personally like focusing it just in the middle of the face. This is the makeup all done, and now let's move on to the hair. I'm gonna do a half up, half down. I'm just gonna put a bow in my hair, but I can't for the life of me open this one because I thought this would look so cute. It's a beautiful little bow. I can't undo it. Like, I don't know if they just do it after a while or I'm just being ridiculously stupid, but for the life of me, I do not know how to undo this. No, that was really stupid of me. But anyway, this was the other one that I was going to use because I couldn't get it to work. It's a really cute little white bow, but because I'm wearing black, this doesn't really go as well, but it is really cute, and obviously it's a lot easier to use because it's a clip. But that's so embarrassing. I was literally trying to do that for 10 minutes. I haven't worn it a few times because I couldn't undo it, and I just figured out how to do it. So yeah, we love that. But I'm just gonna take out some front pieces and make sure they are sort of what I want. Now I need to kind of figure out if these are too thick of a front piece or not, because this I think is a bit thinner on this side. Yeah, if you have wavy or curly hair, I'm sure you can relate to the actual pain of trying to put it in a half up, half down. See, these aren't curling together though, so I think I'm gonna have to curl them. Right, See, to me that looks stupid, so I think I'm just gonna pop this up here, and then yeah, I'm just gonna use a comb and just sort of brush over that slightly. Now I'm gonna see what it looks like with just the bum in, because sometimes, because I've got so much hair, it actually kind of works, but sometimes it doesn't actually close. So we shall see. I'll look at what I'm doing. I have no idea what that looks like at the back. Wow. That is in. How is it looking at the top? See, I kind of want this to be kind of loose. That's why I put it in without a hair tie, because I find that when it's loose, it just looks a bit better on the top of the head. Because if it's like a little bit messy, it's cute. I actually really like this. My hair's not looking too bad considering it's day 3. I'm actually quite impressed with this wash. It's obviously a bit more of a wave than a curl at the minute, but it did pretty good, because the last few have not been it, like, at all. But this is the back. So I am wearing this really cute cozy black set from a little shop near me called GRWM. It's just really sweet, and I think it actually is such a cozy festive vibe. But this is the makeup and hair, and now I'm all ready to go have a cozy festive winter day. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm so excited that we are officially in the Vlogmas countdown to Christmas. I love adding like a little accessory or a little bit something extra coming towards like Christmas and the festive period. I just think it just adds a little bit more to the look, and it gets me more into the spirit of Christmas. Overall, I am so happy with how it turned out. Hope you guys enjoyed this get ready with me. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite Christmas go-to glam is, or maybe you have a favorite accessory or a favorite Christmas outfit. And stay tuned for more festive Vlogmas videos to come. Bye guys.